All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Prime Spine Consulting Personal Injury Accelerator live Q&A call. Today is Monday, November 16th, halfway through the month of November, halfway through the fourth quarter of the year. So welcome everyone to the live Q&A today. So a few ground rules first. If you are in attendance and you're in the waiting room and you have a little red microphone with a line through it on your control panel, that means that you have audio. You can raise your hand on your control panel. I'll call on you. I'll unmute you. Your microphone will turn green, and we can have a discussion right here in the live Q&A. If you don't have the little red microphone with a line through it, that's okay. You can simply type your question to me in the question tab. I'll be notified that if there's a question. I'll repeat the question, give the answer, and you can continue to write follow-up questions based on the answers that I give you. So let's go ahead and start today. If you have a question, go ahead and fire away. I'll be notified when there is. And I'll go into one of the topics that I wanted to discuss today. And that topic is, I used to hear this phrase all the time. How you do anything is how you do everything. Well, I didn't hear it all the time. I heard it through a business coach. How you do anything is how you do everything. And what this is saying is, are you the kind of person when somebody offers you something, let's say it's cost $5,000, do you want to break it into 10 payments of 500? Are you the kind of person that's always 5 minutes late? So how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're 5 minutes late to work, you're probably 5 minutes late to everything in your life. If you are constantly wanting to break things into payments, well, I bet your patients want you to break your care plan into a bunch of payments as well. So how you do anything is how you do everything. That's what that really meant to me. But I found this really interesting article that I want to talk to you about. How you do anything is how you do everything. But let's pause for a minute and reflect on that phrase and absorb it. You'll be able to see the substance behind it. So the business benefits of the how you do anything mindset. How you do anything is how you do everything. The origin of this adage is uncertain. Simon Sinek, this is Simon Sinek, he's a best-selling author. He wrote a great book called Start With Why. A great book that I highly recommend. People are always asking, what are some good leadership entrepreneur books? Really, any book by Simon Sinek is good, but Start With Why is one of my favorites. He also wrote The Infinite Game, Leaders Eat Last, and he was famous for a 2009 TED Talk. So back here, Simon Sinek attributed this saying to Zen Buddhism. There's even a self-discovery workbook for it. So one thing's for sure, whoever came up with this idea was clearly a master of business strategy and understood how much mindset matters. So whether you're a small business, owner of the manager of a life sciences department within a global corporation, this phrase reminds us that at any moment, someone may be forming a judgment about your credibility, skills, and abilities. Okay, is this fair? One second. Maybe not. But if we keep this business idea fresh in our minds, we will develop a mindset that will take us far in business. So how you do anything is how you do everything is about having a powerhouse mindset. Okay? If your attitude about the product or service you're delivering is good enough, or no one will notice my mistake anyway, then you're sending out a signal to others, even subconsciously, that you don't really respect your own work. This is clearly not the message you want to send to clients, partners, attorneys, doctors, superiors, or colleagues. As a business idea, this phrase, it says a lot. Okay? It says, if you send unprofessional emails with a lot of typos, you're probably careless in other ways. If you regularly show up late to meetings, you likely miss deadlines and deliverables too. Okay? If you show up late for that first lunch with an attorney, oh, is this guy gonna be late with his records when he promises them as well? If you face one serious challenge in your life with courage, you will probably face any challenge with courage. Okay? Let's flip it on the positive side. The main point to keep in mind is that even the seemingly small stuff counts in business. Consider a few of the benefits here. When you give focused attention to every email you send, you save time later because you don't need to make corrections and resend or clarify your ideas. When you show up on time and meet your deadlines, you gain your client's trust and reinforce your reputation for reliability with every interaction. When you overcome adversity, you learn valuable skills, what some might call soft skills, that will serve you in other parts of life and business. Okay. You also want to avoid making overly critical judgments of others based on how they do absolutely anything. Because when you judge people like that, when you're out making judgments on other people, what it says about you are you are scared shitless about people judging you. So you judge others to put yourself above them to make yourself feel better. This is very low on the tone scale, okay? So the first goal is do what you say and say what you're going to do and deliver the content once. Okay, this rule would apply to carpentry, medicine, any business where quality assurance matters. In those businesses, there's a little saying: measure twice, cut once. We don't want to send clients documents, notes, or anything 3 times because we didn't get it right the first time or even the second time. Okay, we want to understand our deadlines and get clear about what success looks like from the very beginning, since intake is in many ways the most important stage of in the translation process. Okay. Again, goals. Provide top-notch service from beginning to end. Don't be lackadaisical in your emails. Okay. You want your clients or your relationships to look forward to interacting with you rather than dreading the phone call or a meeting. Okay. Take pride in your on-time delivery rate. Treat every document and project with equal priority no matter what the circumstances. Strive to return every meaningful phone call and email promptly. Now, I mean meaningful. Say no more than you say yes, because when you say yes to everything, you're focusing on, well, what you're doing is you are doing what other people's demands of you are asking, not what you need to focus on doing. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to kind of give you some background of how you do anything is how you do everything. When you turn your nose up at small little details that you think are unimportant, but other people pick up on that, they're saying to themselves, where else is this guy cutting corners? Where else is this guy overlooking quality? Especially on my clients that I may have sent him. Okay. The bottom line is when you respect yourself and your own work, it goes a long way towards proving to others that you respect them as well. All right. All right, so welcome to the waiting room. If you're new, quick ground rules. If you have a question and you have a little red microphone with a line through it, simply raise your hand in the control panel. I'll unmute you. Your microphone will turn green and we can have a discussion right here in the live Q&A. And if you don't have that little red microphone with a line through it, no worries. Simply type out your question in the question tab. I'll be notified that there's a question and I'll repeat the question and give the follow-up. And you can type follow-up questions to my answer if you do have follow-up questions. Okay. So that's the only topic I wanted to cover. And I want you to think about it more than just me saying it. How you do anything is how you do everything. Let it sink in and look for areas in your business, in your personal life, in your relationships. Look for areas where the actions that you're taking are not your best. Where are you not giving 100%? Because when you start picking up on those potential downfalls of your character, you'll start noticing other areas where it starts to express itself. It's powerful. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. Again, this business author, Simon Sinek, he's not attributed to coming up with that saying, but he talks about it a lot. Okay? Your actions say more about you than your words, right? Don't look at my lips, look at my feet. I've heard that before as well. Okay? All right, that's a great topic. I'm glad I covered it. If you're in the waiting room and have a question, now's the time to fire away. Raise your hand if you have a red microphone with a line through it, or simply type your question in the question panel on the question part of your control panel. I'll be notified that there's a question and I can cover it right there. So I had this question from a client earlier who said, so I'm doing organic outreach and attraction, but there's no scripting in there for what I say when I get them on a Zoom call or get them to a lunch meeting. Okay. So what I told this person is, hey man, you got the meeting. That's 99% of it right there. So go show up, and it doesn't have to be all business. This is not your board exam. This attorney isn't there to really grill you about how much you know, because when you start talking about clinical stuff and how much you know, and then you run out of things to say, the other person is going to think, well, that's all this guy knows because he's done talking. It's really to create a relationship, right? Of course, it's about personal injury and how you treat and specialize in taking care of people that have been in auto accidents, but it's also an exercise of meeting somebody, creating a relationship. So the email that I got is, what questions do I ask? Like, what should I ask these attorneys when I get them to lunch? Well, I mean, ask them what you want to know. Do you specialize in soft tissue cases? I mean, if I'm a chiropractor, that's my first question. What percentage of your practice is soft tissue? Is some of your practice also focus on catastrophic injuries or motorcycle accidents, truck accidents? Because for a lot of chiropractors, those types of patients are not patients that you can really do a whole lot with, right? As a chiropractor, we're not going to help with broken bones and obviously certain things like that, okay? I'm scrolling down here because I want to show you some questions from a previous question somebody asked in the group a few months ago about what are some things I can talk about. Well, just like I give the example on the phone when I was telling you guys that organic outreach and attraction should be like internet dating. Get to know the person first. Ask them questions. Where are you from? Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to law school? Oh, do you know so-and-so who's a PI attorney? They went there as well, right? We're building a relationship. It doesn't have to be all business. Let them know who you are. What are your hobbies? Are you married? Do you have kids? What do your kids do? What do you do? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? Like, we're starting a relationship. It doesn't have to be business, 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 all business. That's not fun. Would you want to go to lunch where the lunch was all about work, 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 business, business, business? No, it's a meet and greet. It's let's have a chat. Let's get to know each other. What makes you tick? Of course, you're going to be asking some questions. I'm actually scrolling down to try to find, because somebody had asked a question in the past. So pardon me for just a second. I think I'm almost there. I just saw this earlier. So I just want to find this question. One of the doctors said, hey, I was talking to this attorney. He or she specializes in catastrophic accidents only. Should I take the call? Here, let's do it this way. Mhm. Here we go. All right. So, and it's going to just depend on the attorney that you're talking to, but I mean, just use your own common sense and what questions do you want to know? So, this doctor was asking, they were going to get us on a Zoom call with an attorney who specializes in catastrophic injury. Should I take the call or cancel it? I said, take the call. So here are some questions that I would ask based on this person's comment that they focus on catastrophic. Okay, well, do you take any soft tissue cases at all or catastrophic only? If you do take soft tissue cases, how many providers do you know in my area of town? How many soft tissue cases do you get per month? If you don't take these cases and somebody calls you, who do you send them to? And may I ask who you send them to and may I reach out to them? Do you have their contact information? I'd love to see if I can get a relationship with them, right? Do you have any colleagues who'd be open to meeting me whose clients I can help? Meaning if you specialize in catastrophic, who are some of your friends I can that you can hook me up with that I can reach out to? Okay. So there's never a perfect script. There's never the perfect question. There's never a perfect series of questions. Use your own, trust your gut. Enjoy these lunches. We're there to make relationships. You know what to say. Okay. Use the content that I put in this organic outreach message process. There's good questions in here to ask, right? You can ask attorneys this, right? Who's your ideal client? That's a great question to ask. Tell me your ideal client. What's the ideal situation? If you would pick up the phone right now and dictate to me what would be your dream call as a PI attorney, what would that be? What would that phone call be? Awesome, right? So use this organic outreach message process, use the questions in there, right? In the video portal, week 4, video 2, conversation starters, handling objections. Get to know these 2 documents very well. These will help you. This will help you get questions to ask them, right? In week 5, lunch topics for attorneys. Another great talking points. Just have stuff ready to ask questions. Questions are the key. Questions will get you far. You want better answers? Ask better questions. Tony Robbins told me that, right? You are where you are because your questions suck. You want better answers? Ask better questions. Okay. All right. So those are the couple of topics I wanted to cover today. I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. If you do have a question and you're in the waiting area, now's the time to fire away. I'll hang out here for a few more minutes on this Monday night. All right, docs, liaisons, thank you so much for attending tonight's PI Accelerator live Q&A call. We're going to be here again on November 18th, the 19th, this Thursday, the 19th of November at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. The registration link will be in the Facebook group as always. Registration link for this Thursday is always posted on Monday mornings. Here's Monday morning's post. Here's the link for Thursdays, and I always post it 30 minutes before the call. So I've had a lot of great calls, a lot of good inspiring calls from the doctors that are doing the work, getting PI patients, working the plan, the massive action plan. That's the key. Don't be glib, take massive action. That's how the program works. If you're not sending 50 messages a day or 40 messages or 30 messages, it's not going to work for you. Take the massive action, do the maximum that's asked of you, and you will generate PI cases. Everyone, have a great night tonight. We'll see you Thursday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. right here.